WWE is here in town in Hyderabad, and I am Vinit Ramakrishnan for News18.com reporting right in the thick of the action. And ahead of the WWE Superstar Spectacle live event at the Guchibowli Stadium, we got the opportunity to speak to a lot of superstars: India's very own Jinder Mahal, Indus Sherveer and Sangha, Drew McIntyre, Imperium, Gunther, Ludwig, Kaiser, Giovanni, Vinci, Natalya was also here, and we also had a very special appearance from the man of the moment, John Cena himself, who will be headlining this show with Seth Rollins going against Imperium's Ludwig, Kaiser and Giovanni, Vinci. Here are a glimpse of what we have got for you.
So, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for being here en masse. I mean, it really means a lot to WWE. Those of you who watch WWE programming mentioned on TV last week how important being here is to me. This is the first time I've had to come and wrestle a match in my 20-year career in WWE. I came on a Goodwill tour back in 2006. And I was overwhelmed with the passion of the fan base here in India. So it was a pleasure to be back. Truly a monumental moment for me to be able to perform for the WWE Universe here in India tonight.
So many think that Roman Reigns has been your successor. How do you think he's taken on the mantle from you?
In my perspective, I think Roman Reigns is the greatest of all time.
Wow. That's the second time it's happening in Hyderabad and in India, and the first time in Hyderabad. How do you feel?
Right now I feel great. Like I literally just got in, so I promise not to have any jet lag out there. I'm gonna do some quick push-ups in the room and get to business.
Thank you so much.
Hello, can you down the
How friendly you are?
Well, I think opinions would vary, as Pastor Swayze would say in Roadhouse, but I try to do my best to be kind of those every day.
Thank you so much. How confident are you about the match today? Sir, we can see you. About today's match, Seth Rollins. Guys, please don't do this. Sir, look this up.
Is going through your next target?
You've been a pro wrestler. You've been doing this for such a long time, but it's crazy to think this is the first time for you in India. What took you so long?
I know. I've been wrestling for over 2 decades. I've been with WWE in January. It'll be 17 years. And I've been around this my entire life, and this is my very first time in India. And my very first time wearing a sari, and I'm just, it's surreal being here, and I feel on top of the world.
So I have to ask you this. What are your impressions of the country, of India? Whatever you have seen so far.
So far, I've had some Indian cuisine. I have been greeted by the...
Had the famous Hyderabad biryani here?
Not yet, but I've been told about it, and I'm going to have some today. But I think my biggest impression of India are the people. Everybody has just been so nice to me and so warm and welcoming from the second that I got off the plane. So I remember my uncle talking about being here in 1996, and he said that he never forgot his experience in India because of the people. And it was one of the reasons why I wanted to come here so much, because for Brett coming to India, he said it was a life-changing experience for him.
When I talk about other superstars, they often talk about the experience of culture. So, and all of those things. For you personally, I mean, you've had such a long career in WWE. I mean, essentially, if I want to put it, I mean, you're the Mount Rushmore of women's wrestling. Most number of wins, most number of victories.
You have 6 world records.
Well, because you already have, and what keeps you going? I mean, what keeps you going for this long? I know the.
It's funny. I actually have a new world record coming. We're trying to get it through. Most submission wins of any man or woman in WWE history. So I've got more wins by submission than any man or woman. But we're working on that. But for me, I had to get that in there because Shayna Baszler thinks she's a submission magician, but Shayna's got. Just kidding. Shayna, I love you. But for me, I think what motivates me, drives me, inspires me is to do what I love and to be doing it. I think about Rey Mysterio, and I think, Rey he's been wrestling for so many decades, and he's doing the best work of his career. And so he is somebody that inspires me, and I love what I do, and I feel like I've been firing on all cylinders. The match that I had against Rhea Ripley for the women's championship in July, I felt like that was one of the best matches of my career, and so people want to see more, and I want to do more. I feel like there's so much more to come, but right now we have a lot of new female superstars that are just coming to WWE. So for me, it's like, let's see what Zoe Stark can do. Let's see, let's see what some of these women can do. Let's see where the chips fall, and then let me take them on.
Well, you talked about Rhea Ripley and the exciting roster. I want to talk to you about that. Women's transition and all of these things happen. You've been through this. You've seen all that.
Yeah.
For me personally, before the Evolution itself, there was the Divas of Doom. You were
Right.
in
Beth Phoenix.
Even before the Evolution and all those things. So looking at the current landscape.
Yeah.
For you, what has changed on that? Your thoughts on this landscape, the NXT roster, SmackDown females roster, the kind of matches that are happening. Your thoughts on that?
I feel like the women of WWE right now, we're only getting better and better, and our levels and our performances that we're competing at are just, we're second to none. And it's funny, I heard Triple H say this in an interview. He said he doesn't look at it like a good woman's match. He said he looks at it as a good match. If a match is good, it's a good match. And he said that he loves when women break down barriers where people watch the match and go, that was the best match of the show. And so the women are doing that. We're main eventing Raw, we're main eventing SmackDowns, we're main eventing pay-per-views, main eventing WrestleManias, and we're doing it, and we're changing the game. And I'm so proud of women like Becky Lynch and myself and Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley and so many women that are just kicking ass and taking names. And I'm excited to see so many of the new women come up and show us what they can do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you're back with the new tactic this time around. How's the feeling like?
It's an amazing feeling being here in Hyderabad. You can look around the room and just see the excitement on everybody's faces. I can't wait to be in the arena tonight. It's going to be amazing. 5 or 6 long years since we've been able to perform in India, so a lot of excitement. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a tag team championship match, but one day Indus Share will become tag team champions.
Great, and we have talked about this earlier in your experience, your adulation here, of the Indian fans. What are your tips you are giving to both Sangha and Veer in terms of, it's a...
So I told them to control your emotions. Do not get too excited because you will make mistakes. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are veterans. They're hoping that you will make a mistake out of excitement. So I told them remain calm. And just focus on the match. There's going to be a lot of noise from the crowd. Just focus on the match. Stay relaxed. We have the game plan. Stick to it.
And look, your roots are in Punjab, but you're here on the southern part. But the culinary thing, changes a bit. So have you tried the Hyderabad biryani?
Yeah, of course. I had biryani, idli. I had some dosa. Yeah, I love the food here in Hyderabad, our food here in South. They all know everybody. I seen them in the lunchroom. Everybody was already eating.
Great. There's one last question. Your favorite moment from the 2017 Superstar?
Doing Pagada with Triple H at the end. And actually tonight, I'm planning a surprise. Hopefully it happens, but you'll have to stay tuned for Superstar Spectacle. But I do have a surprise plan today.
Great, fantastic.
Thank you.
Your first foray into WWE was the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yes.
And I personally was blown away. Looking at, this guy shouldn't be the Cruiserweight in any way. Just talk to me about, then Imperium happened, then you flew solo. Just your journey so far in the WWE, and especially, it's the same question I asked these guys. European kind of style of wrestling, and you were predominantly more of, worked independence in Europe, non-British also. So how's been that journey been and WWE so far?
My whole wrestling journey has really been an adventure. Like, I started in Germany, went my way to England, and then I got the call for the Cruiserweight Classic. I had that one match, and 6 months later I got offered a contract by WWE, which was a very nice Christmas present, to say the least. And it's been an absolute ride ever since. Yeah. So everything happens for a reason. We had our ups, we had our downs, but here we are. So we're on the right track, and I'm living in the moment and enjoying every second of it.
Let's talk about India. Is this your first time here in India?
Yeah.
So what are your impressions so far of the country?
We got here late at night, so while we drove here, we didn't see that much. But as soon as we got out of the airplane, you could tell the people they're really looking forward to it, and you can tell their energy. So tonight's going to be crazy. And
Marcel talked about how Gunther has had big influence in his career, so to speak, and you now working with him, and he's a huge figure in terms of just not as a wrestler, but as a figure for Imperium as well. So your thoughts on working with somebody like him, the kind of experience that he has, what are the things that you're learning, you are drawing from him?
I mean, we learn a lot, obviously. Like, his success speaks for himself. He just became the longest intercontinental champion of all time. I don't think you can accomplish a milestone like that if you don't know what you're doing. So every time we work out, every time we're in the ring together, there's always something you can pick up if you just pay attention, and I'm grateful to be in that position.
Great, fantastic. Thank you, Giovanni, for your time. So you talked about your love for Indian food. You've been here before years, tried a lot of other snacks. So my question to you: have you tried the Hyderabadi biryani here?
Have I tried?
The Hyderabadi biryani, the famous.
No,
Hyderabadi biryani.
I only just got here. I got here this morning, about 8 o'clock in the morning. I've only been from the airport to my bed to talking right now. So tonight, after the show, I plan to try as much as I can possibly get my hands on, including all the local dishes. So I'm very, very excited for our superstars to also sample the food, because a lot, especially the Americans, are not used to spicy food. So I can't wait to see them cry when they try the spicy food. I say nice things about me, it's okay. I thought Jinder was trash talking.
So I was actually talking to him. I talked to him a lot regarding his own career and everything, and he talked about you, how your own career resurgence in a way was an inspiration for him as well. Leaving WWE, coming back with a new persona altogether. I just want to get a sense of that journey for you, and you held the title headline WrestleMania twice in a row. I mean, during very hard times, the COVID times. How has the journey been, and what's the next step for McIntyre now?
I mean, the journey has been full of lots of ups and downs, like you mentioned. Same for Jinder. Both of us have been like this, peaks and valleys our entire career, especially as young men, not making the best decisions for our careers. Getting very into method acting for our characters, being in a band and also being out partying all the time like we're in a real band. But eventually, thankfully, we saw Sense, and it took getting fired to see Sense to kind of clean our act up and start focusing on the positives in our lives rather than focus on a lot of the negatives. And we both built ourselves up as superstars, in the ring, improved our game, built our bodies up, worked on our microphone skills, but more importantly, grew up, because we were boys during our first run, we became men. Returned to the company, and I had a lot of success outside the company, which was great. Jinder was still wrestling, didn't do too much. He came back to the company and he saw that as his opportunity. He was like, I'm going to make this count, and he worked his butt off 100% of the time, every single time he was at work, making sure he stood out, and he was rewarded as world champion before me, and that was an inspiration for me. I was asked to come back to WWE based on my work outside the company, but I saw what Jinder was doing and was like, wow, he became world champion, I can do this too. I started with NXT and inevitably worked my way to that world title, and now we've got 2 out of 3 3MB guys world champion. So we just need Heath to step up, and I saw him recently and he's jacked as hell. So we're on the way.
Look, Sheamus, you're the heavy hitter, and there's some great programs that you have done. You've been Brock Lesnar, Sheamus, but somebody like Gunther coming in has in a way changed that dynamic, and especially when you talk about the WrestleMania 39 game between you, Sheamus, and Gunther. I mean, it was a slobber knocker of a game, a fantastic game. So what are the dynamics, when you're working with somebody like Gunther and Sheamus, and especially about that match itself? How did it go about for you guys? What were the backroom talks like, and how the execution of it was also?
Yeah, I mean, that's the style that I love. Obviously, Sheamus loves, Gunther loves, Lashley loves. We're very physical guys, and we have certain thoughts and philosophies in this industry that not a lot of people do. And when you get in the ring with one of us, you're either going to crumble under the physicality or you're going to rise to the occasion. And that's with all of our other opponents. When you put us in with each other, we're only going to rise, and it's just how intense is it going to get, how much is the physicality going to escalate. And you put myself, Gunther and Sheamus together in the ring, and not just in the ring at WrestleMania. You're going to see 3 guys who are 3 of the best at what they do, but also the 3 most intense individuals in wrestling, which resulted in one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. It felt great in the moment. but to hear the response afterwards and hear people say greatest triple threat of all time, one of the greatest Mania matches ever, was really cool because I knew how it felt in there and I thought, wow, this is very cool to be part of such a moment here. Very painful, but very cool. And then hear the response was unreal. And yeah, I welcome everybody to try and step up with any of us when you're in the ring. Just like a lot of our superstars, when they see their name across from us on the board, it's like when people used to look at Vader back in the day, they start crying and they're a little scared, and they should be.
You've been in a lot of actions. So you talked about PMD, you talked about others. You went to NXT briefly, became the world champion there. The landscape has changed a lot, and I want to specifically talk about a Scottish faction there, the Gallus Boys. You know them. Your thoughts on them? Scottish guys coming up the ranks, and they're terrific. And your thoughts on them, and maybe somewhere down the line you can have a faction called Scottish Boys.
Yeah, they're doing awesome. Like I've known Wolfgang since the day he started. At 15 years old, I took some of his first lessons, and I was the teacher in Scotland because I was just teaching guys what I was learning in England. There was no Scottish wrestling school. I used to have to travel 12 hours to wrestling school and 12 hours back. Finally, we started something in Scotland. I would pass on what I was learning, and we'd start training together to try and get better. And Wolfgang was there for those infant stages of that. Got over 20 years ago, and now it's crazy. And then when I got released from WWE, I went back to Scotland, saw how much the scene had grown, had a chance to meet the Coffees, did a seminar where I got a chance to kind of pass on some of my knowledge that I'd learned in America and got to see them, and I knew right away, like, wow, these guys are really freaking good. Then I had the chance to wrestle both of them during my time away from WWE, also get back in the ring with Wolfgang, see how far he'd progressed. Then I returned to WWE and finally see they become part of NXT UK. Great to see they get the opportunity, and now inevitably they're in NXT now, tag team champions, kicking butt, and I'm so happy and proud to see how far they've come. And it's only just the beginning. They're just going to keep evolving, keep pushing forward, and hopefully eventually we can take things to the main roster.
Great. One final segment, a rapid fire question, quick fire. Your favorite match that you've been part of in WWE?
The Royal Rumble 2020.
Your dream match against whom and the venue?
I guess Sheamus and I finally getting that singles match at WrestleMania. And we had the triple threat last year, and it was incredible. And I also know what we can do as singles wrestlers, just because both of us don't have any limitations as to what we're willing to do to ourselves and each other.
Sheamus or Gunther?
Oh, Sheamus, 100%. Yeah, and Gunther's one tough son of a gun, but like Sheamus, like I say, there's no restrictions. There's nothing he won't.
तो आप अपने घर आए काफी टाइम बाद घर में परफॉर्म कर रहे हो कितना प्राउड फीलिंग
देखिए भारत भूमि पे अपनी मातृभूमि पे परफॉर्म करना ये बड़े सौभाग्य की बात है और अपने लोगों के बीच में परफॉर्म करना वो सौभाग्य की बात है तो बड़ी खुशी होती है
मेहमान नवाजी का मौका मिल रहा है भी आपको काफी टाइम बाद आप इतने सारे सुपरस्टार्स आए अपने देश के बारे में आप उनके बारे में बात कर रहे होंगे क्या प्लान्स है आप दोनों के मतलब इंडियन सुपरस्टार्स जो बाकी फर्स्ट टाइम आ रहे हैं उनको देश के बारे में बताने का देश का दिखाने का
मैं ऑलरेडी अपने कुछ सुपरस्टार्स को ऑलरेडी बताया गोलकुंडा फोर्ट के बारे में जो मैं स्वयं घूम के आया उन लोगों को कुछ लोग तो गए हैं ऑलरेडी टूरिंग करने भारत भूमि का इतिहास बहुत ही अच्छा रहा है बहुत ही अमेजिंग रहा है और हमें लगता है कि हम अपने इतिहास से ही बहुत कुछ चीज़ें सीखे हैं और जब भी इतिहास की बात किया जाए भारत भूमि की बात किया जाए तो वो अपने आप में ही बहुत ही अनुभूति दिलाती है So it's been great to perform here in front of our dedicated fans that they've been following us for years. It's going to be wonderful.
और एक बात जिंदर महल की हिंदी और पंजाबी थोड़ी वीक है उसमें आप दोनों ने कुछ काम किया है बॉलीवुड का परिचय दिया है
नहीं हमें नहीं लगता कि उनका पंजाबी या हिंदी वीक है आई फील लाइक जैसे कि मैं यूएस में 18 साल से रह रहा हूँ और पाजी भी बहुत लंबे समय से वहाँ पे रह रहे हैं एंड ही इज एबल टू कम्युनिकेट विद इट्स पंजाबी और इन हिंदी बट आई फील लाइक गेट्स जॉब डन इज मैटर सो
आप काफ़ी टाइम डेवलपमेंट में थे सौरभ के साथ मेन रोस्टर डेब्यू भी हुआ मेन रोस्टर में आए फिर वापस NXT जिंदर महल के साथ आपने किया ये जर्नी तब WWE जर्नी आप पहले बात कर रहे थे काफ़ी टफ होता है मतलब आप इस जर्नी को समराइज करेंगे कैसे करेंगे मतलब कठिनाइयाँ जो हुई जिंदर महल जैसा गाइडेंस आपको मिला पर काफ़ी डेवलपमेंट में भी इतनी गाइडेंस मिलती है इतने सालों से आप तो जर्नी को अगर समराइज करें तो कैसे करें
शॉर्ट में बताऊँ कि एक छोटे गाँव से मैं आता हूँ बहुत ही छोटे गाँव से जहां सपने देखना बहुत ही छोटी होती है, सपने बहुत छोटे होते हैं, लेकिन हमें लगता है कि गांव से निकल के ऑल द वे यूएस में जाना, प्रोफेशनल बेसबॉल प्लेयर बनना, खेलना, कंट्री को रिप्रेजेंट करना, 8.5 years प्रोफेशनल बेसबॉल, ट्रांजिशन करना WWE में, वो आसान नहीं था जर्नी। एंड जस्ट लाइक जीवन में हम कुछ भी कार्य करते हैं वो आसान नहीं होता है। मैटर ये करता है कि जिस कार्य को आप कर रहे हैं उसमें आप क्या ढूंढ रहे हैं, सक्सेस या फिर बियॉन्ड सक्सेस। अगर आप अपने सक्सेस से अपने यूथ को, युवाओं को, अगर उनके लिए एक नया दरवाजा खोल सकते हैं तो वो बड़े ही सौभाग्य की बात होती है। तो आई फील लाइक द जर्नी हैज़ बीन एब्सोल्युटली अमेजिंग। कोई भी जर्नी आसान नहीं होती, लेकिन मेहनत एक ऐसी चीज़ है जो आपके सारी चीज़ें दिलाती चली जाती है, जैसे कि आप देख रहे हैं।
एक सवाल, टैग टीम ड्रीम सौरभ के साथ इंडस्ट्री का भी काफी एक अच्छा एक टीम बन रहा है, क्या गोल है वैसे टैग टीम?
आई फील लाइक हम दोनों जो है, हमारी लुक को देखा जाए, हमारे परफॉर्मेंस को देखा जाए तो एकदम हटके है, क्योंकि हम भारतीय जिस वेशभूषा में रिंग में आते हैं वो अपने आप में ही एक अलग पहचान दिलाता है। सो हमें लगता है कि जब हम टैग टीम चैंपियन बनेंगे वो संपूर्ण भारतवासियों के लिए बहुत ही गर्व की अनुभूति दिलाएगी।
आखिरी सवाल, एक मैसेज यहाँ इंडिया के यूथ के लिए जो प्रो रेसलिंग में आना चाहते हैं, जैसे आप और सौरभ हो गया, जिंदर हो गया, आप दोनों स्पेसिफिकली इंडियन रूट से आए हैं, तो एक मोटिवेशन मिला, तो यूथ को क्या मैसेज होगा जो प्रो रेसलिंग एज ए करियर लेना चाहते हैं?
देखिए, हमें लगता है कि मेहनत एक ऐसी चीज़ है जिसे आप किसी भी मुकाम पर पहुंच सकते हैं। एंड वो हमने किया है, सांगा ने किया है, जिंदर महल ने किया है। आई फील लाइक कंटिन्यू कीप वर्किंग हार्ड, बिलीव इन योरसेल्फ। माता और पिता की उनकी जो उनकी बातों को माने, क्योंकि हमारे जो युवा हैं, संपूर्ण भारतवर्ष में बहुत से ऐसे युवा हैं जो माता और पिता की बातों को नहीं मानते हैं। मानना चाहिए। मैंने अपने माता पिता की बात मानी, आज देखो कितने ऊंचाई पे हूँ ना, सिर्फ और सिर्फ क्योंकि उनके आशीर्वाद से। उनसे हम हैं, हमसे वो नहीं है। इसलिए जहां भी रहें उनका सम्मान जरूर करें। कीप लिसनिंग, कीप वर्किंग हार्ड, ड्रीम विल कम ट्रू।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू। पहला सवाल आपसे कि आप अपने घर आए हो, घर में परफॉर्म कर रहे हो, कितना प्राउड फीलिंग है?
ये बहुत बड़ी प्राउड फीलिंग है एज ए रेसलर, क्योंकि बचपन से एक ड्रीम देखा था, एक सपना देखना था कि WWE सुपरस्टार बनना है, रेसलिंग में जाना है। फाइनली रेसलिंग में पहुंच गए, बट ये सपना अपने लोगों के सामने पूरा हो, ये बहुत ज़रूरी था। तो मैं इतना एक्साइटेड हूं कि शायद अपने शब्दों में बयां भी नहीं कर सकता अपनी खुशी को, अपने देश में, अपने लोगों के बीच में आगे परफॉर्म करने के लिए।
मेहमान नवाजी का मौका मिल गया, आप खुद आ रहे हैं और इतने सारे WWE सुपरस्टार जो फर्स्ट टाइम इंडिया आए हैं, तो क्या आपने अपने देश के बारे में बताया है, दिखाया है, क्या क्या प्लान्स हैं?
देखिए, मेरी हमेशा से कोशिश ये रहती है, चाहे मैं अमेरिका में हूँ या वर्ल्ड के किसी भी कोने में हूँ, कि हम ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि हम अपने देश के बारे में उनको समझाएं। क्योंकि कई बार क्या होता है कि जब इंसान ने कुछ चीज़ देखी नहीं होती तो उसके दिमाग में वो पिक्चर दूसरी होती है। तो ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी, और हमने उनको एक्सप्लेन भी किया। मुझे अच्छे से याद है, हम 5 बजे लैंड किए, हम जैसे ही बाहर आए तो हमारे साथ 2-3 सुपरस्टार, इंटरनेशनल सुपरस्टार थे। बाहर आते ही एकदम खूबसूरत शानदार मौसम था कल, बारिश होने के बाद, तो एक पॉजिटिविटी, लाइक अच्छी सांसें ली और उनको फील किया, उन्होंने फील किया कि इंडिया भी बहुत खूबसूरत है, बहुत फ्रेश है, क्योंकि हमेशा ये बोलते हैं कि पोल्यूशन है ये वो, बट बहुत अच्छा है और सब लोग खुश हैं यहाँ पे आके।
पर्सनली आप काफी टाइम डेवलपमेंट में रहे थे, इंडस्ट्री उसके बाद आप काम की वजह से आप इंडिया आए, वीर को एक मेन रोस्टर पुश भी मिला, वापस आप एक साथ आए, जिंदर महल जैसे वेटरन के साथ गाइडेंस मिल रहा है। अब इस जर्नी के बारे में, क्योंकि कठिनाइयाँ काफ़ी रहती हैं, जो भी आप पहले बात कर रहे हैं, बहुत कठिनाइयों से परफॉर्मेंस भी, कैरेक्टर भी, सब कुछ होता है, तो इस जर्नी को समराइज करेंगे तो कैसे करेंगे? इसको
समराइज करना पॉसिबल है ही नहीं। एक्चुअली WWE को अगर आप सोचो कि कभी संक्षेप में बताओ तो ये पॉसिबल नहीं है। ये बात सही है कि मैं डेवलपमेंट में बहुत लंबा रहा हूँ, क्योंकि बिकॉज ऑफ कुछ रीजन से मैं वापस इंडिया आया अपना वीज़ा रिन्यू के लिए, तो कोविड में फंस गया और लॉकडाउन हो गया, काफ़ी सारी प्रॉब्लम। बट वो जो चैलेंजेस आए उससे मुझे पॉजिटिविटी मिली, मैंने उसको पॉजिटिव वे में लिया कि नहीं, अभी शायद मेरा सही समय नहीं है और मुझे और ज़्यादा मेहनत करनी है। तो उसके बाद मैंने और ज़्यादा मेहनत, एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट लगाए, मेहनत की, वापस हम इंडस्ट्री एक साथ हुए, और स्पेशली जिंदर महल हमारे साथ में, जिनको इतना एक्सपीरियंस है WWE का कि वो हमें बहुत ज़्यादा फायदा पहुंचा रहा है। सो कठिनाइयाँ हैं, बट
चुनौतियां तो होती हैं, बट चुनौतियों को पार करना ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी है और हमारी मेहनत के ऊपर निर्भर करता है। इंडस शेयर का गोल पहले दिन से, जब से हम NXT में पहुंचे थे, जिस दिन से हमने 18 जनवरी 2018 से हमने NXT ज्वाइन किया था, उस दिन से हमारा टारगेट यही रहा है कि हमें चैंपियनशिप जीतनी है, चैंपियनशिप बेल्ट लेके और अपने देश में बेल्ट लेके और अपने देश में एक बार आना है, ये हमारा गोल है और ये गोल बिल्कुल टारगेट पे है। किस्मत वाली बात है कि अभी केविन ओवेंस और सैमी जैस बेल्ट था, मैच हमारा होने वाला था, बट लास्ट मोमेंट पे वो बेल्ट लूज कर गए, बट इट्स ओके, कोई नहीं, हम फिर से और एफर्ट के साथ में लगेंगे और हम जो भी हमारे सामने टैग टीम चैंपियन बेल्ट लेके आएगा हम उससे फाइट करेंगे, अपनी पूरी मेहनत के साथ अपना बेस्ट देने की कोशिश करेंगे। देखिए, ये बहुत अच्छा सवाल है। रिंकू को, वीर को एक्चुअली 18 साल हो गए हैं यूएस में, मुझे भी 5 साल हुए हैं। हम छोटे शहर के जो बच्चे होते हैं ना, वो हम बड़े जब होते हैं ना, तो हमारे पास ड्रीम तो बहुत होते हैं, बट हमारा जो रास्ता है ना, वो पहले ही हमारे पेरेंट्स हो या अड़ोसी पड़ोसी, हम उसको हमारे एजुकेशन पे ज़्यादा फोकस किया जाता है। तो मेरा कहना सारे यूथ को ये है कि हमेशा अपनी फैमिली को साथ लेके चलें, ये नहीं कि उनसे जिद करके हमें अपना काम करना है, बट आप जो सपना देख रहे हो वो 110% पूरा हो सकता है, लेकिन आपको उसे शिद्दत से लगना पड़ेगा। अगर आप सोचो कि हमें रेसलर बनना है तो रेसलर बोलने से नहीं बन सकते, आपको मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी और मेहनत एफर्ट बहुत लंबे लगाने पड़ेंगे। मुझे अच्छे से याद है कि मैं WWE में जाने के लिए लास्ट 18 सालों से ट्राई कर रहा था। जब मैं स्कूल्स में था तब से लगातार ट्रेनिंग इस तरह की नहीं थी, बट फोकस वही था कि WWE में जाना है, इसलिए मार्शल आर्ट ज्वाइन किया, फिर जिम विम करना शुरू किया, वर्कआउट किया, बॉडी वॉडी बनाई, थोड़ा लंबा चौड़ा हुआ। सो बेसिकली लंबी रेस है, लंबी दूरी तय करनी है, बट कर पाओगे अगर आप फोकस रहोगे तो। थैंक यू।
Lovely talking to you.